Hey, what's up, guys? Uh, this is Zeke, North County Defense, and thought I'd make a video about a couple different things, man. It's some of my gear, some of the stuff that we use kind of when we go out at night. A lot of people ask me about my helmet, and so thought I'd bring it out. What it is it's a Ops Core ballistic SF helmet, high cut, is what you want. Got the Ops Core amps on here for my Ear Pro, and to hook my comms to and whatnot. Really nice helmet. Sets up super nice, super easy to use. Boom, boom, like that. A lot of times, I don't really strap these things on underneath. I can shoot, I can move, I can do all my stuff that I do, run around without strapping my chin in there. I don't jump out of airplanes and shit. So, let me give you a little better, closer look at what it is. So, there's really only one mount that you're going to want to use. It's going to be the Wilcox G24. This is a newer one that's a little longer. My night vision that I use is called L3. They're made by L3. They're called PVS 31 Alphas. Got them in this little case here. I don't know I'm not good at these videos, so I don't know if anyone's going to even watch them or pay attention to them or think they're cool, but here's my nods. I've got to set it. I don't know what they're called. So, I mean, my night vision is PVS 31 Alphas, but I got these kind of new devices that are like, you can turn them and you can whoop whoop like that. And there's a name for them, they're like the cool ones that just came out and everybody wants them and shit like that. And I probably paid up too much for them, but they're really nice, man. They're billet, they're machined, they fit right on there, and on your helmet, they sit really nice, man. So I'll show you guys kind of the setup. That's essentially what they look like. You can flip them up like this. That's usually how I roll. Some guys will do this move where they flip them up high. For me, I don't know. It doesn't. I don't like having something way up high like this. I like to kind of keep everything as streamlined as possible on my helmet. So if I'm like this, I can do everything I need to do like that. So wanted to maybe show you a rifle that I'm working on. Got a bunch of different rifles to show you, but for today, what I got here is I'm going to try to do kind of a clone of the God damn it, I forgot who's got these, but it's this new free float RAS 5 rail, and then I'll probably have it sent off and have it coated and stuff like that, and get the flag put on and stuff. But I was able to obtain one of these rails, and so I put it onto a Mod 2. Got a sand cutter in there. People like those. They're cool. I don't know. I don't know if sand cutter's worth it or not. I didn't pay, thousands of dollars for it or any dumb shit like that. But I think I gave a little more than MSRP for it. It's nice. It's coated. Maybe if I'm in the sand and it needs to keep running, it'll keep running. I've got it on a SUP-DEF lower right now. I do have a Knights lower. I've got lots of Knights lowers, but this SUP-DEF lower has something kind of special in it, which is this, what do you call it? Well, they call it a super safety. So, and it works really well. So I'm kind of testing it out on different uppers, seeing how it works. And it works great on the Knights, So it doesn't work with the Knights lower. The Knights lower has the way the shelf is, and it also has a spot so you can't flip it all the way forward. I do have a nice non-ambi lower that I think I might put one in, and it might work pretty well. But I can tell you a little about the gun, you know, front to back or whatever. Got the Knights can. I like it a lot. Came real close, man. I had to put a shim in there. You know, it just barely, but it's perfect. I don't run into any problems at all. I got a little bit of room. Light wise, you know, that's what I do. You know, I've got a mod light on there, and then I've got the Unity button. And for me, boot, that works great. I shoot a lot passive. I don't use I don't even have a laser on this gun. I've got a bunch of lasers. I'll get into them in other videos. Laser wise, I've got them all DA. I've got pretty all full power lasers basically. I've got an NGOL. What else do I got? And of course, Spec 15s. And that's what I got. And then in my little group that I hang out with, we've got some other lasers too, like the Wilcox Raid, and that thing's pretty nice. I was able to play around a little bit with the laser that EOTech came out with, and it was cool enough. I don't know if I'm going to buy one or anything like that. It didn't seem to offer me any advantages really, except for it has a cool sliding thing where you can kind of use your thumb and like slide the divergence and stuff, and so that was kind of cool. I've got this thing. What is this thing called? A lot of people run the. My brain doesn't work super good from all the fucking shooting and blasting, but the Surefire micros. But I went with this Comp M5 for battery compatibility with my headset. That's kind of why I did it. You know, you can't get the cool guy, cover or whatever, Knight's battery cover. But what I can do is use the AAAs that I can also use in my headset. And then I've also got them on the back of my helmet. And I think I can also use that as that same battery if I wanted to in my nods. I usually don't. My nods, usually I just hook them up to the power port that's on the back of my helmet. But yeah, that's kind of that setup. Another gun I was going to show you. I've been messing around with an old Noveski. I'll take this helmet off. So I had an old Noveski lower hanging around, and it's a Noveski Gen 2. So what it is, it's the original chainsaw. I know chainsaws are cool now or whatever, and they brought them back and everything, but this is from about 2008, 2009. And what it is whenever you see these integrated trigger guards and whatnot, or flared mag wells, or anything that's not mil spec, you're usually 99% of the time looking at a billet machined lower. And this is a forged lower. So Noveski did something pretty cool. Gen 2, they forged these lowers. They made a few of them. They stopped making them. And, I got one. I kind of rat-holed it away for a while, and about a decade or so, and then brought it out for this build. And, I did put a cool battery cap, put a little sub-def battery cap on there for some drip. I run acros as a main optic. People ask me that. It's a weird question, or not a weird question, but a lot of times, people ask me why you run an acro as a main optic. It's kind of a pistol optic for some or whatever else, or some people piggyback them. I do have one piggybacked on my Schmidt and Bender 1:8, but I think they work just fine and they're light. I like the price of them, and I haven't had them fail yet. And so I've been using them as a primary optic for a while now. And I had this suppressor laying around. It's an old, I don't even know what the fuck this thing is. Here's the thing. It's a Sandman K. So I'm not saying this is not the best suppressor in the world. What this goes well with the gun. Okay, so it's a 10.5 Noveski, and it took me a long time to find the barrel I wanted. And the reason is Noveske to me is known for one thing. It's known for their N4 barrels that they came out with back in the day when John was alive. And it's a double chrome lined, not a stainless barrel, a hammer forged double chrome lined machine gun barrel. So I wanted a can that, well, the DevGru gun uses this can, but also the DevGru gun uses the stainless barrel, which is weird. I don't know why. But anyway, so what I like about it is it's indestructible. I mean, it's not quiet at all. It takes the blast out of a 223 pretty well on a 10.5, and it's the right size and length. So I like it, and I like the way it sets up on my Noveske, and I had it, and so that's what I'm doing with it. Got a chopped broom handle up here, usually just as a reference point. I like them because when I'm down here, maybe I'm not far enough back, I don't know. Maybe I'll move the camera like this a little bit, see what happens. Boom. See if you can see me a little better. Okay. So when I've also got a Surefire Mini, SOCOM Mini, that I use on a lot of guns. Doesn't quiet the gun down a lot either. Does the same thing, takes the blast out of it. And with 223, I've never expected, I don't shoot it without Ear Pro. I've always got Ear Pro on shooting it anyway. So for me, what I really want is I want to get rid of the blast and I want to get rid of the flash. And it does a pretty good job at that. It's a 30 cal can, so I can kind of use it on everything. I'll put on 300 blackouts. I use it on AKs and stuff. Is it my favorite can? No. So I took a little bit of time to say how bad the can sucks. It's just because all the people out there that are going to talk about flow through cans and all this different stuff, I've got those, and I'll talk about them. I got other videos, or maybe I'll just reach in my safe and grab one right now. Actually, here's a cool, okay. Let me give you a little shot of this gun. Okay. Boom. Hopefully you guys can see that. This is the Surefire RC3 flow-through designed can. So I've got this, and then I've got the Knights flow-through cans, which to me, those are the two cans that I would consider, I don't know, battle proven, or like, I don't know. I look to buy things that win contracts, because I feel like, if they're going to go out there and they're going to get the shit beat out of them by kids overseas, they're going to be able to stand up to me and my buddies LARPing around the woods and around my backyard range. So anyway, this is a nice gun right here. This is the new HK MR556A4 SBR, and I've got a pretty cool Yotech on it. I've got it on a Castle Riser, and I'm not done with this gun yet. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to mount my light, because it's got the Euro handguard, so they have their H key. I don't like stacking. I could buy the H key pick rail section and then stack a light on top of that and stack shit together, but I'd rather direct mount it. So what I'll probably do is run an old style pack with the Noveske setup they have, where I can just run a light off the side of it, and it kind of mounts with the pack, and it all mounts on top to the pick rail. So as far as guns, if I were going to grab one gun to rule them all, I don't know, man. This is a pretty cool gun. I use this gun a lot. I like to shoot it. I've shot it on a registered full auto lower. It doesn't skip a beat. You can shoot it a lot, and then you can look at the bolt carrier, and the bolt carrier is fairly clean. I mean, it's not shiny clean, but it's not like if I were to shoot that Noveske. You know what I mean? So the flow through design does work, just like it works with the Knights can. This came out. This was available first, so I got this first. And then I don't know, a couple years ago, the Knights cans started becoming real available and stuff, and so I got a couple of those. But that's what this is. This is a HK project that I'm doing. This isn't real. This is just, I had this laser. I mean, the gun's real. Everything's real. But I had my buddy over there laser that on for me. Give me that look that I like. You know what I mean? But really, it's just an EOTech like any other EOTech. It wasn't issued from the military, but you know, I had it lasered to look like it was. So that looks pretty cool to me. Where this gun's going is, I'm going to have it coated. I'm going to have it re-lasered HK 416 like I have all my other HKs, because we can't get a 416 here in America. Well, maybe you can, you know, I mean, there's ways, but it's hard to get a 416 lower anyway. So what you do is buy an MR556 and then have it re-lasered and relabeled or whatever the fuck. This is kind of cool. This is an old school broom handle, and it's a Vero Beach marked one. So I thought it was kind of a good color too. It's baby shit green, you know, kind of goes with, HK's RAL versions. So got their new grip, got their slim line. It's a full HK gun, so everything in it is HK. Yeah, I like it. That's it. I don't know if this is an interesting video to you guys or not, but I wanted to talk about a couple of guns that you might like. I don't know what else I should bust out for today. But yeah, so I went over my helmet setup. My helmet setup is an OpsCore SF Ballistic, PVS 31 Alphas. It's mounted by a Wilcox G24 mount. On the back, I've got a battery pack. I use that to run the power to my nods. In a pinch, I could take this and put a battery in there and run my nods off a battery. And that would also work. But I found just running them off the battery pack's nice, because it also gives me kind of a kind of a balance too. When I put my helmet on, it feels really natural to me. I don't feel uncomfortable at all, and it balances really well. And I can grab my gun, especially if I've got my ear poke flipped down. My helmet's on real tight. You know what I mean? It's real nice. It doesn't go anywhere. So, anyways, man, I got some stuff I wanted to show you guys and see if you thought it was cool, and maybe you will and maybe you won't, but there's a couple of my guns. If you want to see some more of my shit, subscribe, like my channel, do all that stuff. I'll make more videos. If you don't, tell me to fuck off or whatever, and make comments about how I suck and everything like that. But next one, I'll go out and shoot some of these in my backyard. I've got a range out there, so we can have some fun doing that. And man, I hope everybody's safe out there. I hope everybody has a great day, and we'll talk to you later.